Testing. Hello, Galesburg! Man, it's just like Andy said, it came about so spontaneously, like something old school, you know, where we got done with our show at the festival, and then I was walking around looking for Lee, and then I ran into Andy, and he just talked like he just said you. It was so cool. Amazing, actually. So, how about a hand for this wonderful band? Greg Ward on the saxophone. Lee Rothenberg on the guitar. On the keyboards and many other things, too innumerable to mention, the great Joey Skosh. And Neil Hemphill's on the drums. And my name is Dennis Carroll, I'm DC. And these are my songs and lyrics, and again, express enough gratitude to be able to play them for you all. So at this time, sit back and enjoy, I think, one of the most fabulous singers, entertainers that we have going in the world right now. And, real quick, we met at very spontaneously too, and it was, you still got the gig. It's an old, what's his name? Charlie Callis joke or something like that. He used to have a musician literally walk off and he'd say that to him. No, we met at DePaul University and spontaneously, and I loved what she did right away. So please say and give a big Galesburg welcome to the wonderful Mar Villaseca.
Who will ring the bell for me? That says love can make you free. A place within, without a dim. The rest is up to one week is all I need to fly from under. you I go, because the one I want to be. Who will ring the bell for me that says love can make you free? A place within, without a thing, the rest is up to me. One wing is all I need to fly from under to you I love, because you know the one I want to be. The soft water moves through all our eyes, cleaning the dark of night. I am alone and so lost that I see you. Oh, you know I need your light. The song the singer sings, is that love brings. Oh, when we desire to the promised land, one wing is all I need. The soft water moves through all our eyes, cleaning the dark of the night. I am alone and so lost, and I say you, oh, you know I need your light.
Beautiful solo, Greg Ward, Lee Rothenberg, and Joey Scouch. Having a hand for these fine solos. Yes, this next tune is a tune I call Spinner of Time. See what you think of the lyric. I came up with it sort of out of a dream state a little bit, and I've got different reactions from different people, and I'd love to hear yours. I'll see you in the lobby afterwards. And this is probably now, I think the second or third time we've done it with Mar, and so this is Spinner of Time.
Spinner of time, you travel through my life. You give me the gift to see the world in light. A gift so fine can only be divine. In reality, under for a change. Don't let go till dreams are in the air. Dreams unbound can never touch the ground. Time so lost can be found. A flower makes its sound. The summer skies inside you see. All the love your life will. It's been a long time, I'm now leaving your land. I know you hold my life so in your hand. The gift you gave to me, that moments of love of eternity. leaving your land. I know you hold my life so in your hand. The gift you gave to me, that moments of love are eternity.
All right, thank you very much. I want to tell you just a little backstory how the band came together. It was in that terrible period called that pandemic thing, and we were trying to find a place to play and just survive, like a lot of people, but for us playing was kind of tantamount to that in a way, just so we could have some outlet. And at Lee's place, there was. In Roscoe Village, where he lives, had a porch and they had a street, and we started to play, and it was funny too, because his wife, Kristen, she was instrumental in that. She called me up and said, "Can you get him out of the house?" Because she wanted, because Lee is he's just a habitual, like, committed musician, so for him not to play was not a good thing. And so we started playing there, and Neil lived around the corner. He was at that point courting his now wife, Zaria, and so we just started playing. And then I was writing some stuff, and then from there, Joey moved here, not that much long after. And then when did I call you, Mar? Was that, do you remember? Was that over at Richard Johnson's house or something? I ran into you and we were doing something like that. Yeah. Do you have any stories to tell about us? Go ahead.
Don't put me in the spot.
Excuse me?
Well, I'm going to tell one little story about the day we met and how in just a few minutes I could tell Dennis was, before knowing anything about him, I recently moved to the US, and we met at DePaul University. A friend of mine was having a session with Dennis and a few other musicians, and I went to listen. And they invited me to sit in on a song, and Dennis suggested to do one of my favorite songs, Triste, which is a bossa nova. He suggested it, to do it like very, 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 very slow. And it turned out to be one of those musical moments where it's just pure magic. All the instruments and all the musicians are just in the same, I don't know how to explain. It's one of those moments where, I don't know, you feel like the spirituality of even of the music. It's really emotional and really yeah, big. And anyways, just from that suggestion and the way I heard Dennis, I could tell he was incredible, amazing, not just an amazing musician, but an amazing person. So I'm very happy to be here performing your songs. I'm a big fan of your music, and thank you, Galesburg, for such an amazing time, and welcoming me here this week has been awesome. So thank you.
Yes, and please, why everybody's applauding, please keep that going we're very, very happy for Andy Crawford. How about a hand for Andy? And how about a hand for that band? And everybody here has been so thank you, Bill, at the sound, and just making just a wonderful trip down here from the city. This next tune is a tune I call Enclosure, and this is a song that I'm trying to find a way that maybe a younger self is not able or reconciling so well with a maybe older self as it's moved through stages of life. And sometimes that person that we become as we look back and see we can find maybe that intimation of something innocent and just starting out. And this is this tune. This is called Enclosure. Hope you like it. Again, I'd love to get your impression of it in the lobby afterwards.
let her drop by drop on my heart. The world as it is a place I can't be free. Looking inside my heart, I see you.
You have been a fantastic audience, but we don't want to hold you hostage too long. Are you having a good time? Always, please, it's so great to hear that because it's just what, kind of why we're in this, to have that energy exchange. And that's another thing with the pandemic. There was just none of that. There was no way to connect, and the screen just doesn't do it. So having live audiences is still the best. So how about giving yourselves a round of applause for coming out and supporting live music? This is a tune that I wrote during the pandemic, and it's still probably what's kind of bedeviling us now, that we can't find a commonality in ourselves and some kind of like threads that unite. And I thought of this tune in that way, and I wanted to see if there's a way for us to look a little differently at each other again. And this is kind of the signature song of the band, called The Love. Now this is a very tawdry segue. However, we do have, after all that I know, but we do have pretty cool The Love t-shirts out in the lobby. We'd like some. So this is The Love.
when change can be born, no matter where you're from. The time now has come. Today is the day that I want to say, brother, take my hand, sister, take my hand. The love makes us stand. The heart alone on a bed that no one has read. It so wants a home inside you, a home inside me, where we can be free. Love everyone and see them in yourself. Then the air that you breathe is the air your spirit needs. A smile that begins, that makes all people great. Where the love is the love, we might go love everyone and see them in yourself. Then the air that you breathe is the air that you're breathing. Oh yeah, a smile that begins, that makes all people great. Oh, and the love in their love. Oh, we love the world
Thank you, Galesburg. Mauro Seca. Greg Ward. Lee Rothenberg on the guitar. Neil Hemp Hill on the drums. Joey Scotch on everything over here. and myself, Dennis Carroll. On behalf of DC and the Love, we love you. And we'll be out in the lobby for you. See you in a little bit. Thank you again.